President Novák, dear Katalin, welcome to NATO Headquarters. It's a great pleasure and honor to welcome you, not least because this is your first visit to NATO Headquarters. Hungary is a valued NATO ally. You contribute to Allied consensus on all our policies. You lead one of our multinational NATO battlegroups, helping to deter aggression. You host important military headquarters, including our multinational division center. Hungary also supports our efforts for stability in the Western Balkans, including by leading our KFOR peacekeeping mission in Kosovo last year. Today, during our meeting, we discussed finalizing Sweden's accession to NATO. The Hungarian government has repeatedly said that it will not be the last NATO ally to ratify Sweden's accession. Now I count on Hungary to fulfill that commitment. The Hungarian parliament should vote to ratify without further delay. Sweden has fulfilled its commitments, and I agree with you, President, that its membership will make NATO stronger and all of us safer. The time has come to welcome Sweden as our 32nd NATO ally. President Novák and I also discussed Russia's brutal war against Ukraine and the importance of our continued support. Since the beginning of the war, Hungary has provided shelter to many thousands of Ukrainian refugees and helped with the rehabilitation of wounded soldiers. Madam President, let me also thank you for your moral clarity in condemning Russia's aggression and its unacceptable violations of territorial integrity and international law. And allies continue to provide unprecedented military support, economic and humanitarian support to Ukraine. I welcome that the first F-16 jets for Ukraine, donated by the Netherlands, have arrived at the training center in Romania yesterday. President Putin thinks he can outlast our support for Ukraine. We must continue to prove him wrong. This is vital for Ukraine and is also in our own security interests. Finally, we discussed the situation in the Middle East. Israel has the right to defend itself in line with international law, and civilians must be protected. Allies support humanitarian pauses to allow aid to reach Gaza. It is important that this crisis does not develop into a regional conflict. Iran, Hezbollah and other groups must not escalate. So once again, welcome President Novák. It's great to have you here, and please you have the floor.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity of meeting dear Secretary General, dear Jens. I'm here in Brussels to, on the first place, strengthen our bilateral ties between Hungary and Belgium. But I am also the Chief Commander of the Hungarian Armed Forces. So in this capacity, I am happy to have the chance to meet with you and discuss our contribution to NATO and also our challenges that we commonly face. You brought up the different topics that we spoke about. I would just like to underline some elements that I also find important. In Hungary, we understand more and more the challenging, threatening times that we are facing. We are geographically setting in a way that the war conflicts around us do affect Hungary also quite directly. We are direct neighbors to Ukraine, so the escalation of the war in Ukraine could very much undermine our security. And for us, Hungary, and for the Hungarian people, security is a key issue. And for us, NATO is the guarantee of stability. So that is also the reason why we rely so much on our NATO contributions, because NATO is considered as being a key to our security, not only in Hungary, but also in the wider region. And as we are on the eastern flank of NATO, we all experience the challenges that are present on the eastern flank of the NATO nowadays. We are also neighbors to the Western Balkan region, so the stability of the Western Balkans is of utmost importance for us Hungarians, and that is why we value so much the presence of NATO by KFOR in Kosovo. And there I would like to mention as well that Hungarian soldiers were quite seriously wounded at the brutal attacks in Kosovo about half a year ago. And I am happy to see them recovering. Most of them recovering completely, but not all of them, unfortunately. And still, this brutal attack in Kosovo didn't undermine the importance of our presence in the region and the importance of NATO's contribution to the stability of the Western Balkans. We are present in different missions, not only in KFOR in Kosovo, but also in EU4 mission in Altea, in Bosnia-Herzegovina, and we are increasing our presence in Africa as well. We will have a special mission in Chad, which is not a NATO framework, but still I consider this very important. In Hungary, we consider our NATO alliance very important and crucial, and we try to do our utmost in order to fulfill all requirements. And I am happy to announce that this year already we achieved the 10% goal. We even will surpass it in the coming years, and that shows our commitment, just as well as now overcoming the 20% goal, which we now could increase to 30%, which is about the force development in Hungary. The reason why we put an emphasis right now on force development, on the modernization of our armed forces, is that we would like to increase our capacities, we would like to increase our national defense industry. So we right now also put an emphasis on this. In Hungary, we consider NATO as a key for collective defense, and collective defense is the guarantee of our security. What we spoke about, and you mentioned the situation in Ukraine, I would just also underline how much we support Ukraine's efforts to defend itself. And I would also like to reiterate that it's only Ukraine and the Ukrainians who can decide on how much they are ready to sacrifice in this war. So we are there to support Ukraine, also providing humanitarian assistance to the Ukrainians and those who fled from the war in the previous year and a half, almost 2 years now. About the Middle East, I had the chance to meet President Herzog on Sunday. I visited Israel just some days ago, and the reason why I went to meet him is also because I wanted to show our deepest sympathy for Israel. And I think that the situation right now in Israel and the brutal terrorist attack against Israel a month ago just showed how important the stability of the Middle East region is. And we are very supportive for Israel's intentions and efforts to defend herself. So our targets, I would say, are the same, and our contribution to NATO and our commitment to NATO remains very stable in the future. I can assure you about that, and I just personally would like to thank you for all the contribution that you make, and also for your efforts in the enlargement process. And I think that the accession of Finland to the NATO was already a great step, and I know that you personally, how much you did personally answer for that purpose as well. And I very much hope that we can, in the very near future, also welcome Sweden as a full-fledged member of our common alliance. Thank you so much.